Happy Saturday, everyone. So I had super amazing experience today. I wanted to share it with you. I've already shared it with people a couple of times, and I want to keep sharing it because I want you guys to have something like that too. And I hope to inspire you to look within and begin a spiritual journey so you can have this as well. So first, to give a little background for what will come later in this story, just wanted to explain where I got the name Unfurl from and just what inspired that. So I probably in December started going to this Unity church. It's a church all over the country, probably all over the world, but they focus more on spirituality instead of like a religion per se. So it's all about like the divine spirit, energy, God, whatever you'd like to call it. It's that which connects all of us, and that which can be accessed only by looking inside. Maybe not only by looking inside, but mainly by looking inside of ourselves, because everything that we need and this divine light and love, it's all within all of us already. So I started going there in December, and then every first Sunday in January of a new year, they do this white stone ceremony. And what that is they give you this white stone. Here's mine. They give you this white stone. It comes from the Holy Land in Israel. So in biblical times, this stone was given to people and they would choose their new name. It was also given to people as a symbol of like freedom. I think when people would get out of jail, they would be given a white stone saying they've paid their debt to society or whatnot, and they were now free. So this white stone ceremony that happens at the Unity Church in January of every year, we meditate, and we just basically are meditating to find a word or a name for ourselves that will lead us through the whole coming year. So picked up my white stone and we started the meditation, and I think I was trying too hard at first, and I just kept thinking, I'm never going to think of a word. Like, how is a name going to come to me? How is a word going to come to me? And I was struggling a bit with it for a little while. And then after that, I kind of just gave up trying. And this word came to me, and it was fern. And I was thinking, okay, fern. I love ferns. It's a cute name. I can be named Fern. But I have always loved ferns and the forest and everything green, and so it resonated with me right away because of that. So after this ceremony, I went home and I Googled the like symbolism of ferns, and what came up overwhelmingly was like this, like becoming reborn or like developing into this, like your fully formed self, something that always existed in you, but is just now becoming fully formed. So another thing was you're staying the same. So if you picture like the curled up fiddle neck, it's the full frond was always there, but you're changing into the full frond from what you always were, but it's just like a fuller, you're just realizing your full potential basically. So that really resonated with me as well, just because of this like spiritual awakening that I've been going through the past few months. And so I just kept seeing all these synchronicities with the fern and the fiddle neck. So I have always doodled swirlies. I think maybe I talked about this in my first video. Sorry if I'm being duplicative, but yeah, I've always drawn and doodled swirls, like the little spiral of the fiddle neck. I've done that my entire life, just doodling, and I've been always drawn to that shape. So that's where I got the unfurl from. So unfurl with Emily June basically just means we're developing into the fullest, highest versions of ourselves that have always existed, but we're just really coming into the full embodiment of being us, being you, being me. So that brings me to today. So I attended a Metaphysical Empowerment event, and it happened to be at the Unity Church. So it's not affiliated, but that's just happened to be where it was. So I went, and I didn't really know too much what to expect. I knew that there was going to be a bunch of booths and vendors, and I pictured like crystals, which there was lots of crystals, but like tarot readings, Reiki healing, massage, energy healing stuff, all of which I don't know a super ton about. So I was more just excited to go explore everything. And then right when it started at 11 a.m., there was something called an intuitive panel, and I didn't really know what that meant. I thought maybe we would ask them questions about what they do. But what it turned out to be is a bunch of these people that practice like metaphysical things, like psychics or mediums, or people that read energy, people that are energy healers. Again, the Reiki came up quite a bit. People that do tarot readings with oracle cards. There was like reflexologists. There was people that balance your chakras, which is something that I wanted to get into with you guys, but this story first. So I was like, okay, this will be cool. I'll listen to what people have to say. And I had no intention of answering a question, and all of a sudden I raised my hand, and I asked, I didn't plan to do this at all, but just kind of came out. I asked, or I told them, hey, I've been feeling really like inspired to start a wellness business, or just something that will help people experience what I've experienced and just become better and more joyful and everything that I'm going through. But I'm having a hard time like narrowing down what exactly it is. Like, I want to do all the things. Like, I want to become a yoga teacher. I want to study herbology. I want to study Ayurveda. I want to study like Celtic religion stuff. I want to work with oracle cards. I want to study the moon cycles. I want to look at astrology. I want to do all of this stuff, and I can't like narrow it down. So one of the people there, oh yeah, she reads people's eyes, and she looked at me and she said, I really see really strongly coming through that you're a server, meaning you put other people first. You're like caring and nurturing and loving and kind and all of that good stuff, which I definitely have recognized in myself throughout my life. She also said that she saw a scholar within me, which is somebody that has like a thirst for knowledge, but that a scholar can also get like lost in the trees and not be able to see the forest or the big picture. So that is definitely kind of how I feel right now as well. Just kind of, I want to soak it all in, but I need to like hone it in at the same time. So some of the other practitioners gave me advice of continue to look inside. So basically, it's all about introspection and looking inside and doing what feels best to you. It's all about what one of them said, like, it's all about what lights you up. So I guess I figured out that I am going to need to try out all of these things, like dabble in each one a little bit until I find what is lighting me up the most. So that is my plan now. I'm just going to try all these things and see what fits the best. And you guys are going to come along on that journey with me because it's going to be, excuse me, awesome. I hope anyways. And I hope you can get something from it. That is not even the coolest thing that happened today. So after that, I went upstairs and they had all these vendors, all these people doing all these things. So I walked around all the tables, and earlier in the day I had heard this woman say that she did aura portraits. Like she would draw and give you, like, read your aura, which is something, I don't know, I didn't like not believe in it, but I'd never experienced anything like it. So, but it kind of was cool to me because I was like, oh, we'd get to like keep a piece of art that represented us. And so I thought that was super cool. So, but first I wanted to walk through the whole place because I only brought a finite amount of money because I knew if I took more money, like, there's so much stuff I could have bought in there. So many crystals. I didn't get any crystals, but I walked around the whole place and I saw that woman again. She was at her table. There was nobody else there. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing this thing. So, she sits me down and she's like, so do you have a question about anything? Like something I wanted her to advise me about or something, or something I wanted her to see in my aura. And I was like, no, I've never done anything like this before. I just wanted to see what she saw with no guiding or anything. She didn't know my name. I didn't tell her anything at all. So sat down, she stood up and she walked behind me, and the first thing she said, she was like, wow, like, you're on the cusp of something. And immediately I was like, yeah, that makes like so much sense for me right now. And she just went on and on like that. Like, all of these things lined up perfectly with what I've been experiencing in this last little while. And it was incredibly powerful. She said that my spirit guides, whoever they are, didn't really know I had those, but apparently they were saying that, I've come into this confidence, I'm able to connect spiritually with myself and what I am meant to bring to this world. And they, I guess, were saying, like, finally, and they were laughing and they're like, finally she's listening to us, because apparently, and I knew this already, I had been suppressing myself and what I'm good at, what my interests are. I've been known to suppress that for other people in my life. And I definitely just, again, everything she said was like, yes, like, that's me. And I took like 4 pages of notes because she was just like saying all of these things. She'd be in one thought and then, oh, but now they're saying this, or now I see this. All the while she's drawing this picture, this portrait of my head-ish thing. And she's like looking above my head, and I'm not even doing this justice because it was so cool. I like my chest, like I felt like so much energy and like my heart was coming out of my chest. It's like this overwhelming like energy and connectedness, and just like all I kept thinking was yes, yes. Um, and it was just so cool. And she definitely saw that I will help people. I will like counsel and guide them, something I never thought I would ever do. But now I'm beginning to see like this need for me to get this out to you guys on video. And like, I feel like, see, I'm having like this clearing in my throat because this stuff wants to like come out so bad, and I had to wait a little while because I had to eat dinner because I was starving because I didn't eat all day. But the whole time I like really wanted to make this video because yeah, stuff's coming through me. What else did she say? She said I've been activated. She said all sorts of things. My spirit guide said that what I'm going to do is coming from the divine. There's divine feminine in there. I'm just, it could get overwhelming, she said, and I can ask my spirit guides to slow down a little bit if it becomes too overwhelming, which I feel like it is at times. I've been having a hard time focusing in my my day job, the job that's gonna fund all this stuff. But yeah, it was just so super amazing. And she kept just saying, wow. And I don't know, I should pull out my notes because I wrote a lot of shit down. But it was super cool. So let me show you the picture. Here is, I guess I should turn the lights up down here because this isn't super bright. But if you see, it's like kind of what she was saying, like I'm like bursting out, like something's been open, like it's not like a round closed face form. It's like open, and that beautiful light is like expanding out from everywhere. And these dark parts, she said, she was like, oh look, it's like a divine feminine, like here's the feminine form, the hourglass. But the dark represents me being like, what'd she say, like stuck in the mud. And she also said that that was because somebody or somebody's like weren't able to acknowledge or respect or what was the word? To do something to acknowledge or let my light come out, or like, excuse me, they weren't able to really appreciate the light from inside of me and what I had to offer. And so I was stuck down in that mud, suppressing and being suppressed, I guess, all of that stuff. And then something happened. And she asked me, she was like, are you married? And I said, yeah, I just got married 2 weeks ago. And at that point she was like, the guides are telling me like that's what did it. Like it was it took work to get to that point, and it definitely did for Scott and I. It took some stuff, like we broke up for a little while and we lived in separate places. And then me just like taking that leap of faith and putting all that trust and making that commitment to somebody, and whatever that was, subconsciously, it just released these restraints I was putting on myself, I think. Along with the fact that before we were married, so maybe it was when we became engaged, I don't know. But over the past 3 to 6 months, and we were engaged for 6 months, I definitely started looking inward a lot more and being way more interested in spiritual stuff. So maybe it was just that, like, committing myself to somebody and maybe trusting myself in that decision. It opened something up, and my spirit guides told this lady that. And again, I didn't tell her anything. She just saw all this and heard this from somewhere. But it was just so super amazing, and I just felt so energized and just super awesome. And just also, like, I'm gonna put this down because my arm's tired, but also just I just felt like affirmed in what I've been experiencing lately and what it is I want to do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was super awesome. If you have a chance, or if it sounds interesting to you at all, I would definitely check out a Unity church, because I always like the community aspect of church and like being with like-minded people and whatnot, but I didn't so much like the religion part of it, like the sinning and the God and the I have to ask God for forgiveness for being a human, and it just, that stuff didn't resonate with me. So the Unity Church, really, it's a lot of, like, they call them recovering Catholics, or just people from organized religion that are like me. They like certain aspects of it, but a lot of it's very, like, oppressive. So yeah, check it out. They're all over the place. The one in Portland is so super cool, and they're very welcoming. They're super nice. Yeah, check it out, because I think it's definitely helped to get me to this moment here, and I just feel so blessed and just so fortunate to have accessed this part of myself. I never in my life thought that I would be at this place, and maybe that's part of what she was saying. I was suppressing my own self. But, you know, whatever's been activated, and feeling super good about it, and I want to share it with you, and I want you to feel this way too. Another thing was, she told me that I needed to stay grounded because all of this can keep me way up here, but I need to ground myself. And that kind of ties into what I've been working on sharing with you guys next. Like, before today, I've been thinking about this for a week or two, but I want to go over the chakras, or chakras. I need to learn how to say that, and then I'll make the videos on it. So they are these energy centers that we have. There's 7 of them. They start at the base of our spine. That's the root chakra. And that one is the one that, like, keeps you grounded. Those are like your basic needs, just like rooting into the earth. It's your root chakra at the base of your spine. And when she said, and that's actually the one that I was going to start with for you guys. I was going to make a video. I was going to make like a PDF with just facts about it and things you can do to balance it or open it or what have you. And when she said I need to be grounded, I was like, perfect, because I was about to teach everyone and myself about the root chakra and how to be grounded in that and what that means and things to do to assist in that. So all these synchronicities and all these connections, like, it's pretty insane. And I don't know if you're listening to this and thinking, whoa, this girl is nuts, like, this stuff is not real. I was like that at some point in my life, and I think I'm a believer now, you guys. I think I am. And yeah. super excited about life right now, and I hope you guys are too. And yeah, I love you. I love you guys. I don't know who you are. I don't know who's even watching this, if anyone is. But if you are, I hope that you are getting at least a little something from everything I'm sharing. And I can't wait to share more with you guys. It's a full moon tonight. Full moon in Leo. Not sure what that means exactly, but I do have an astrology book I want to crack open. So maybe we'll talk about that at some point. But a couple things you can do on a full moon. If you got some crystals, you put them in the window, it recharges them, gets their energy back up. What else was there? Oh, you can like smudge with sage. I did a little smudging with the sage, and then that like purifies the area, it like cleanses it of negativity and all that. And then you follow up with Palo Santo, which is a wood. This smells so good. Like the sage smells okay to me, but the Palo Santo is so good. But you have to make sure you get it from a good source, because apparently it's becoming like endangered and it's unsustainably harvested. So make sure where you get it from is a good source. And I think what they do is they harvest it from like limbs that have fallen off the ground, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, you do the sage, then you do the Palo Santo, and it just like prepares the place for positivity. So that's something you can do. What else? Oh, you can do like a gratitude journaling. You can do like, if you do oracle cards, which I don't know how to do that. I have a couple of decks, but I haven't. Again, I'm like wanting to do everything, so I kind of bought some things over the past couple of months. But yeah, so you can do that, do a reading, and I'll probably do a video on that at some point as well. There's a whole bunch of like full moon meditations on YouTube you can check out. But otherwise, I'm gonna go because it's been a half hour and you're probably getting bored of me. So yeah, thanks for listening, you guys. I just really wanted to share that with you. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything, any feedback, any whatever you want to say, put it there. Anyway, that's it. Next time I see you guys, I'll probably be talking about the chakras after I learn how to say it properly. So I hope you'll tune in for that and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, you guys have a blessed rest of your weekend.